Get in, losers. We're watching Marie Antoinette. Hey. Sorry I called you a loser. I'm sure you're a very nice person. Hello, hello. I just wanted to come at y'all and let you know today is Marie Antoinette's birthday, and so I just wanted to do something that would be fun and cost-effective in celebrating what was a very, very important day to me in middle school and high school when I really was into Marie Antoinette in general and the Rococo period in general. I used to eat, sleep, and breathe Marie Antoinette's time period and facts about her and the entire Habsburg family. Of course, years of I would say maybe maker's mark have kind of dwindled those facts down just a bit, but you know, I wanted to do something cost effective and fun that I could just kind of do on my own to celebrate her birthday. And I just wanted to kind of take a look at one of my favorite renditions of her life's retelling, which is Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette. Now, many people either love this version of Marie Antoinette's story or they hate this version of Marie Antoinette's story. Personally, I absolutely love it, flaws and all. It is aesthetically pleasing to the boho, hippie, shabby chic, the inner child that I happen to have. I am really hoping y'all can't hear that blue jay that is screaming bloody murder. You okay, bud? You chose now when I'm filming. I don't even know where I was anymore. Oh, the boho shabby chic inner child in me. The boho shabby chic inner child in me is something that Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette really appeals to for me. Aesthetically, it's very pleasing visually. Cinematography wise, I think the shots are absolutely gorgeous. I thought the acting was brilliant except for maybe a few things, and honestly, of course, I know people find accents to be very distracting when they're shifting from different, maybe British to American and suddenly German and things like that. Those things didn't necessarily bother me. I just thought it was visually beautiful. I thought Kirsten Dunst as Marie Antoinette was a very wonderful choice. I thought physically wise, she looked just like her. And I don't know, I think she did a very good portrayal of Marie Antoinette. And so I wanted to watch that because the last time I watched Marie Antoinette was maybe in college, and college was 5 years ago for me. So I wanted to watch this with a new look from, you know, a wide-eyed, hopeful, you know, college attendee to a hard drinking, you know, bill paying, voting adult with a real job, with real bills, and none of that whimsical stuff. I wanted to come at it with a new look years later from when I used to watch it religiously. And I mean, I used to watch it religiously at least once a month, maybe every couple of weeks. I wanted everything to do with that film and the life of Marie Antoinette, as tragic as it was in general. So I wanted to watch it with a fresh take and just take a look at it and celebrate her birthdays. So, actually, now that I think about it, I am a little underdressed. Hold on, let me see if I got some movie magic in here or something like this. Huh. I think this might have to do. What do you think? as you could see, I have quite a bit in front of me. I decided, not only being Marie Antoinette's birthday, but I also figured I would kind of play with the idea of Supersizers Go. For those of you who aren't familiar with Supersizers Go, it is a wonderful TV show in which two people will usually dress up and live and eat in a different time period. And they do have an 18th century episode where they do go ahead and kind of dress and pretend to be Marie Antoinette and Louis. I love that episode, and so playing with that and playing with her birthday, I went ahead and made a little table of things to snack on while I watched the movie. I've got macarons, I have rosemary, water crackers, chocolates, a croissant, I have lobster and lobster bisque, which I'm really excited about, and green olives, Moscato d'Asti, because I hate champagne, don't at me. And then I was trying to think what else aesthetically I would like. It's hot in here, so you're gonna see me fanning myself dramatically. I get it now. I completely get it now. And it is still Texas. Oh, I've got Don Juan Manchego, which if you haven't tried that cheese, it is an amazing cheese. It's completely changed my life. I don't know where it's been all this time, but it's on my table now, and I've just got this spread in front of me, so I'm gonna be eating and snacking. I know that's kind of weird, but I'm gonna be doing that while I watch the film. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start Marie Antoinette.
Friendship between Austria and France must be cemented by marriage. My youngest daughter, Antoine, will be...
I always hate the scene where they take away her dog. It's just like, damn. What did he do to you? I get it, but at the same time, it's just really... It really is sad. It's very interesting how in those time periods when you married into a new family, and of course, in a sense, married into a new country, how you had to literally let everything go as if you hadn't spent a majority of your life in that country or in that other family. It's just, it's very sad and very... I really love this shot here because we see her just alone. She's all pretty and primped, but she's standing kind of pretty much alone. And I think that scene really does a good job of conveying just how susceptible someone who feels completely alone might be in a new situation. Another comment. I really love that they showed, I might be using the wrong terminology. I'm only gonna say it in the way that I know it in like a Tudor Renaissance sense, how they showed blackamoors at court. This gentleman who is here in the church during the ceremony, and then Madame de Berry's, you know, her boy. I thought it was interesting that the film did show that, and I gotta give props for that. And then of course I do like that they had a couple of Asian performers in her party scene. I just, you know, so many films really stayed away from the inclusivity, even though people of color were there. Oh, that's really loud, sorry. Even though people of color were there, and I really liked that this film attempted to add at least a couple of elements. It wasn't huge and it wasn't in your face. It was just very subtle, and I really appreciate that. Also, props to Kristen Dunst for being able to dance so gracefully in that Grand Habit de Corps. I don't know how she's doing it. Bless. It's amazing. she did a great job. And I did hear Marie Antoinette was very graceful. So it's really great that she took the time to learn how to move in 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 her accessories.
May you have many healthy children and produce an heir to our throne.
Okay, whatever you do, you should turn on closed captioning. However you're watching this, if you're able to. The discussions at this dinner table, I've always heard the comment about the stable boys and the comments towards Dubali, but the shade they're throwing at the ants is I literally just laughed. Turn on your captions if you're watching this. Okay. Now that I'm older, I definitely appreciate the scene of her, as everyone's talking about her just holding it together, like long enough to get to her chambers, close the door, and just let it all out. I'm like, mood. It's so sad. I'm like, it's so sad. I'm like, I've had those bathroom cries, like where you like just barely get there enough to just and like let it out. So I appreciate that scene. It's very sad. There's definitely a psychology to Marie Antoinette, a very sad psychology to her, where a lot of people believed, of course, because she would have been unhappy in a marriage with an unfamiliar person and not able to fully fulfill her role as quickly as what was expected of her. There's that idea that she maybe filled that void with fashion. I think it relates to today. A lot of people would be filling that void with fashion. I mean, this might be a little controversial, but recently Paris Hilton's documentary about how her life was in turmoil with abuse and all of these things, and she definitely conquered the fashion world. How you just kind of take that sadness and you put it into some sort of vessel, and this thing comes out of it. And I think for Marie Antoinette, that would have, of course, been her fashion, her clothing, becoming a literal icon. And which also makes me think that maybe Mean Girls actually plays a little more into this with the cattiness of the court women. We could kind of see Marie Antoinette as the Katie, as the Lindsay Lohan's Katie in Mean Girls, this person who's thrown into this completely foreign place and just trying to navigate. So you get with a group of people and maybe you find out that they weren't the ones that you should have been with. It's complex. This film has me thinking a whole lot more than it used to, and I love that. So this is pretty good so far. Triggered memory. I just realized my prom dress was inspired by her dress in the masquerade ball scene. The like dark, I think it's navy, it's possibly navy or black at least, with like the sequins and the tulle skirt. I got a prom dress that kind of was reminiscent of that gown, and I begged my mom to let me wear the peignets that would have gone under it, and she like refused. But I got my dress and it was so cute. It was really, I'll try to find a photo, but it was really lucky that I was able to find a dress like that, that was like this scene. Now that I'm rewatching this, I'm realizing, I'm like, oh, that's right. Like you literally, the prom dress was inspired by this scene. So that's really cool to reactivate. Mean Girls moment. Leonard says, when they're at the party, at the at her 18th birthday party, and is it Polignac? She's speaking to Leonard, and He says his hair is full of secrets. I don't know what's happening anymore, but I'm okay with it. It's cool. Excuse me 1 second. Is that Bane? I'm gonna have to get on IMDb. I'm sitting here like he's got a very Tom Hardy-esque nose. I think that's Bane, bro. I think that's Tom Hardy. I'm like having an out-of-body experience. Moscato Dusty. I think that's him. That's pretty... I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't believe myself. I don't believe anything anymore. I don't believe my entire life up to this point. I think that's him. No, I don't. I think I realized why I don't like the Von Fersen scenes. I think when I was younger, I was like, ooh. And now as an adult, he's just giving her like sex eyes and I'm like, no, that's my queen. Don't you touch her. Leave her alone. Like when I was younger, I'm just like, ooh, he's so cute. Now I'm just like, he's a creep. Stay away. She is married. It's so weird. I think I feel weird just because obviously she's gonna be very flattered because she's, you know, never been with anyone else before and you know, I don't know, she's looking for things other in her life and he's just kind of an opportunist. I think that's it, because when I was a teen, didn't realize there was such a thing as men who were opportunists about things. Yikes, we're getting into my psychology. Didn't realize that was a thing, but like he's over here kind of banking off of the idea of, you know, their marriage not being, not unhappy, but not fully joyful and passionate like a marriage would be. I feel like he's just kind of taking advantage of the opportunity. Maybe I'm weird. Somebody stop me if you think I'm just completely wrong and crazy. I think I'm just looking at it and I'm just like, no, you get off of my queen. I'm a prude all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I do feel like he's kind of taking advantage of a situation where I don't know. And I think I'm paying attention more, and in the film they mention, oh, he's well known throughout court. And so I'm just like, oh, is he now? So I think maybe I don't know. I think it's also just because I'm no longer attracted to that man. When I was a teen, I was like, he's so cute. And now I'm like, the fashion did change. We start seeing the more frizzy hair look, and the more slim, like everything's starting to slim down as we get later in the time period. Yeah, I'm glad that they did that. Now, not everyone has changed, but there's enough here in this particular scene that it's clear that the fashion is changing, and I love that. Man, I forgot how quickly this movie takes a turn. It really turns from that. You know what? That's a good theme as well. The joyfulness of their youth, both hers and Louise and their friends. The joy of their youth is just dwindling, and it happens so quickly. And now that I'm an adult, yikes. Yeah. It's like one day everything's new and bright and pretty and exciting, and the next is just, I mean, she's even wearing black. I mean, that's pretty symbolic. The death of her youth, reality kind of just resetting, that comes with age. So I completely get that now. That's, ooh. Can I just say, I really love this scene where Louis is completely protective of his family. He's got a hand in front of all of them as they're crouched down, and he's on high alert and fully just puts himself in front of his family. And I think that was really good to include, especially because so many historical accounts do mention that while Marie and Louis, you know, weren't exactly in a passionate relationship, obviously they loved each other. I would say it surely would have been companionate love. There are different types of love, and companionate would have been, I think, one of those, where even if there's not much physical going on, the connection is good, where they feel like a good friend. And I feel like this scene is really good at showing that. And a lot of counts, I think, even mention while they were imprisoned, that he was still very protective, even in his short time with them while they were imprisoned, before they were separated. It mentions that he was saying that they shouldn't take revenge. They shouldn't want revenge. They shouldn't wish ill. They should forgive their captors and everything like that. And I think this scene does a really good job of showing just how, you know, good in a sense of fatherhood Louis was, and how protective he was of his family. It's very sad. I know there's a lot of opinions about what happened. I still think that overall it's just very sad, especially when you hear, I don't know. It's hard all over, because on the one hand there was so much going on, and there was such a disparity between classes and status and everything like that, and there were people suffering. It's just, I guess it's just a matter of, did it have to come to that? I just think it was very sad. Yeah, I'm kind of rambling. Okay, well, the Moscato d'Asti is drink. The soup is eaten, as well as the lobster and many macarons and lots of Don Juan Manchego and whatever else I put into my gullet. This was fun. This was fun. It really was. My feet are swollen for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I don't ask any questions anymore. It is what it is. 2020, it all just is what it is. So that was fun. If you liked what you saw, let me know. If you want to add anything or any recommendations, especially for 18th century films. I really haven't seen too many films, a lot of TV shows, but not as many films. You know, I know a lot happened in the 90s, and then, you know, a couple that were maybe predated, like the 70s. If you know of any good 18th century films that you would recommend, throw them my way. I've seen Valmont, I've seen Dangerous Liaisons, obviously Marie Antoinette. I'm drawing a bit of a blank here, so don't quote me. But if you can recommend any that I haven't heard of, I'd love to give them a watch. Yeah, anything immersive, anything that kind of makes you feel like you're there. Like I said, I really think Marie Antoinette did a fabulous job of making you feel like you weren't just watching a film. For me, I feel like I'm literally watching it all. I'm watching a downfall, I'm watching the chaos, I'm watching the beauty, all of it. And so I think that's why I really like it so much, and why I'm fine with it as an adult as well. Although there are some things I recognize, especially the whole Fersen part surprised me. I had such a crush on that guy when I was in high school and like kind of college age, and now I'm just like, nah, he's a creep. He's just creeping on my queen. I don't know. Yeah, so if you haven't watched this movie in a long time, I say do it. Try to do something like this. It doesn't have to be pricey and expensive. I caught the lobster tail on a really good day. The lobster bisque is from Whole Foods. The macarons are from H-E-B. Like, it doesn't take a lot. Doesn't take a lot at all. Just have a nice night to yourself. Get something immersive where you can watch, you can take it as it is and just watch something beautiful on screen. You don't got to do a lot of thinking. Just watch the film and let it take you in. maybe you don't have time to have a moment alone to eat a meal or a spread, and you can just have a glass of wine and a bath bomb and have a bath. I love watching movies in the bath. As I've gotten older, I do that all the time. It's maybe a little problematic, but it's a lot of fun. Just do something that's gonna immerse you in the mood, in the moment, and if you want to celebrate her birthday, do that. If you want to get in your costume, your history-bounding costume, do that as well. I'd love to see y'all's costumes, everything like that. But have fun with it, and I hope you enjoyed this. I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at